Yo, 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 what's up, man?
Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can
Oh,
hear you.
wow, nice. My first time on Twitter Spaces. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is very exciting. We only got a couple of people in here. What up, Karush? What up, y'all? Gotta turn that down on my
Testing,
computer.
testing.
Okay, yeah, this is being recorded too, so don't y'all worry. The people will see it later, right? That's what really matters. But thank you guys for coming in. Archetype, Omed, Karush. Karush, I know you got some people out there that are probably gonna be coming up and are waking up to speak and stuff. So if you want to come up here, I'll invite you, Karush. You already know. But yeah, how you feeling, Metaverse?
Feeling good, man. Just got back from my normal 9 to 5 job. Trying to squeeze in doing a Star Atlas video, of which I just uploaded one not long ago. And yeah, I'm feeling good. Thanks for inviting me up here to chat.
Hey, no problem. I had to invite somebody. We talked about it when we did that interview, but you're super knowledgeable in this space, and it only seems right to that we do a little bit more talking about score now that it's been out for 2 days. Thank you, everybody, for coming in here. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I actually just played your video that you just released, and that was really good content. Yeah, you
Yeah,
want to talk about it? Yeah.
yeah. Thank you very much. And thanks for the compliment. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in the field of this, because I know there's a lot more people that, like in my guild, for example, that know the ins and outs and know the little tricks to make extra money. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but yeah, I'm happy to talk about Score. This big release, which has been highly anticipated, and I've, to be honest, had a really positive experience with it. I don't know how you guys have had it. I didn't actually experience it in the first hour when it was released, where people had lots of issues. But I've been following it about 5 hours after it launched, and man, it's been smooth sailing. How's everyone's experience with it? You, Moon Man?
Yeah, so the way this kind of works is when it comes to Twitter Spaces, so those are the listeners.
Yep,
They
yep.
can't speak, only the speakers can speak. Yeah. Yeah, but my experience has been great with it, man. Thursday, I got off work. I was like, "Oh, snap, it hasn't been released yet. This is great." Because I thought it was going to be released and everybody was going to get to play it and I was going to be left out. But no, it hadn't been released yet. And I was like, perfect, perfect. So I got a couple things ready and then jumped in that pre-launch party, right? And
I saw that.
just listened in for about 5 hours,
Yeah, I know.
and
I saw that happening on my phone. I was going crazy. Like, how are people complaining about the EDM music and like waiting for
yeah,
so damn long? I'm so glad I wasn't in there.
yeah. What was funny was I was in there. I just had my account logged into the Discord, but I was actually chatting in Final Frontier with the officers. So, and
Yeah.
I kind of had the background music playing, so I would know when they actually started talking. But I heard a lot of Star Atlas, are you ready? About 45 times.
Yeah.
um, but no, I was happy once it dropped, and I went live on Twitch, checked everything out, staked everything, and now we're here. And I found out a couple of things, but I'd love to hear what your take is on some of it that you've seen so far. For those that didn't watch your video, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. So, like a few insights that we can kind of take away from the immediate score release. So, um, first off, UI very smooth. Um, Blockchain transactions very smooth. No issues there. Initial issues with the resupplying all button, but I think that's all been fixed now. The law and the how should I say, the way that they explained it for you to stake your ships, excellent, excellent. I feel like they actually took their time and actually tried to release a product that was well and fit and that people expected of this quality, because we've seen Star Atlas quality before, and this kind of like goes in the same vein where we see, like, the pictures are really great, communication maybe not so much, but pictures are great, the experience of buying a ship has been great, and so I feel like the entire rollout has been good. So it's been 2 days now since people have been either staking or earning Atlas, and I'm really gearing towards thinking, what are people doing with their Atlas? So in my last video, I posed 4 questions. The first one is, are you selling your Atlas that you earn? Are you buying more ships with your Atlas, which is a giant conversation topic we can have right after this if you want? So, are people selling their Atlas or buying ships? Are people lending their Atlas on either Frankium or, let's say, Tulip for either 20% or 60% APY? Or are they even, or because you're paying that because other people are shorting it because there's such a massive supply coming into the ecosystem? Or number four, are you saving it? Are you expecting to use your Atlas very soon for other purchases that might be coming along? And I'm really genuinely interested to find out what people are actually doing with their Atlas. I have my own strategy. I explained it in my video. I'm sure you have your strategy, but you can see that from a tokenomic point of view, we had a finite circulating supply. And well, with radium farming and all the farming going on, but we had a tight supply. Now there's a whole bunch of new supply coming onto the market. What are people doing with this new supply? This is the question I'm answering. What do you think people are doing with their Atlas at the moment?
Yeah, I think those are really good questions to ask. I actually just typed them in and we'll go over them right down the list because I think this is going to be beneficial for everybody. When it comes to what I'm doing with my Atlas, I actually had a couple questions, and you seem like the person that might be able to answer them. So let's go through number. Let's go one through four, and I'll ask them that way. So with the first one, are you selling? Me personally, I'm not selling my Atlas. Um, I don't think it's what I want to do. I want to just continue to stack that bag, get more Atlas, and just see where this goes. I spent the amount of money on my ships that I wanted to spend, and I didn't plan on selling any of those. It's what I could afford, and it's my whole game plan was to you know. Just hold these NFTs and stack as much as I can from them and put as much back into the game as possible because I
Right.
think that's the way to play it. That's what we're all in it for. Down the line, 5 years, yeah, I would love to sell off some Atlas and not have to work a 9 to 5. I think that's all of our goals. That time sooner or later will come. But right now,
True.
it's a no for selling. No. How about you?
Yeah, oh man, I take a very diversified approach to my portfolio and my management of assets. So
Hmm.
yes, I am selling a portion of my Atlas.
Okay.
Don't blame me, everyone listening. I just feel like we have a giant supply coming into the market, and we're gonna be dumped on massively by the supply coming up because nothing is going to happen for a long time now until maybe domain names get released or new hype cycle comes up, or we're still in this little mini bear market. So I'm actually hedging my bets and transferring a portion of my Atlas earnings into USDC, and earning
Yeah.
on that. Using Frankium, earn like 10% USDC on that.
So
And
do
when
you
the
think?
time comes, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I was gonna say, do you think? Okay, so you're selling a little bit off because you don't maybe want to get hit in this bear market because you think there is going to be a dump off. Now, are you
yes,
setting that aside to? Okay, exactly why. Okay, and then are you setting that aside to just keep it in a dollar amount
yep.
pot, right? And then you'll just buy back in during the bear market. It's not like you're selling off to go put it somewhere else to make more money. You're just kind of taking it away from the Atlas, not worrying about that fluctuation in price, and then you'll buy back in at a lower spot, maybe at 6 cents or something like that. Yeah,
That's right. That's the
perfect.
concept or thinking behind it. If it actually does go lower is another question entirely. I could be completely wrong. TA analysis out the door. But yes, you're right. I am actually accumulating dry powder for another period of time where ships are trading at a 30% discount. Like a week ago they were, and now there's basically no ships on discount. So those are the types of times where I'm actually waiting and I'm going to be pouncing and utilizing my USDC to the fullest potential that it can give me.
Beautiful.
Um,
Now, this could be beneficial for the people, and you don't have to release this if you don't want to. We don't want to count your pockets, but when it comes to percentage of that Atlas that you are making, what percentage are you putting exchanging to USD, and what percentage are you keeping Atlas? If you don't mind me asking, if that's okay.
oh, good. I'm very transparent about
Beautiful.
the way
This will
I
help a
talk.
lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at it this way. You're 100%. That's what you start with. That's your rewards that you come up with. Yeah.
Correct.
So
100%. Yep.
yeah, your resources, your refueling, retooling, repairing, they're all, let's say they add up to about 20% ish. About 20% ish. That's what I've put it at. It's a bit lower than that, but it's around that figure.
It's a good number.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So 30% is what I'm transferring to USDC.
Okay.
50% lending, and in that 50%, they're diversified in different places.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Now let's go into your number two question, right? Which was buying ships.
Yeah.
Have you calculated any numbers? Have you
Yes.
looked into? Okay, you have. So, do you think it's beneficial to buy ships and buy the ones that are actually giving a better ROI? Is that something that you're looking into? I would imagine, yeah. And
Oh,
if so, which ships?
yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but like people have beat me to this. People have beat, like, there are whales out there that have
Hmm.
scooped up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ships on the Atlas market. Before Score launched, there were a few ships that had 400 of them in the Atlas market just sitting there because, no one bought them.
Right,
And of course, they were trading at a 30% discount to the market price of them. Like it was $300. Let's say the Opal Jet, it was trading about $200
right.
on the Atlas market. All those ships are now gone. There is no
Mm,
more discount on ships. There are a few of them, but there's no discount. So, what are they buying? There's a few specific ships that they're buying. One of them is the Ogrica Thripid. And I'm going to pull up the. So at Aethea, we have a website that helps us keep track of the premiums and discounts on each of the ships.
okay.
And at the moment, the only ship that's at a discount is the PSX4 at a 17% discount. The Views Opod is at 185% premium. So the volume weighted average price, like all the ships were sold at different prices, and the medium price for the Opod was 1.6K ish. We'll just take that number. Now the Opod is now selling at 4.7K. Something
Wow.
selling at 1.6K is selling at now 4.7K. So that's the Views Opod. When you look at the Ogrica Thripid, we did the calculations at Aethea, and it turns out the Thripid is giving you a 13% ROI, whereas all the other ships are usually about 10% ROI. 10.7% ROI is the medium.
Mhm.
The Thripid is the highest earning ship at the moment. We haven't seen what the new four new ships are going to be like. We don't have the numbers yet. And I can definitely tell from the numbers that we're seeing at the moment that the what do you call it? The Tufa Feist is the worst earning ship. When you factor in your resource expenditure and what you're earning, it is the worst earning ship at 8 point something percent. So I'm going to expect very soon that the Feist market will not be as hot as some of the other higher earning ships. The Thripid,
Yeah.
I, I think people just,
Yeah,
I
they
think
kind
because
of
there was that drama with the Thripid going on,
right.
and people buying it way above. So I think they might be doubling down and just buying every Thripid they can.
And to kind of
Um,
speak on that, that's cool. That's I'm totally okay with there being ships that are giving a poor payout and ships that are giving exponential payouts. I really don't mind that because you can't have all 30 ships. I think what is there 24, 22, 20, 30 almost, ships out. You can't have everything making
the same.
you insane profits. Right. Yeah, the same. There needs to be that difference in payout. So I think that's good. And the markets and people are going to figure out what's low and what's high, right?
Yeah.
um I know when it comes to I've got the R8 that's bringing me a great return. It's at about like 430 Atlas. And then I got those nine envoys, and those are bringing me like 430. Now I don't know what the ombre is bringing me, a single one, but nine together. Those are my two breadwinners, right?
Yeah.
And it's really crazy, and not to, and I would love to hear about maybe some of your gains. I'll tell mine a little bit. I actually just opened it up. It's been 2 days. I claimed everything, and I've actually got a question on that. But I claimed everything, and within the 2 days, it brought me $239. That's not taking away from resources, right? That's just straight
Yeah.
profit. And That's crazy, right? Like this is nuts to think about like that, you know? I did resupply a lot of different things. But the big question I was going to ask though is what is it okay to leave the atlas in that state of letting it build and you see it's in the blue color and it says hey claim it, is it better to leave it there and not claim it, or is it actually better to claim it and leave it in your wallet? Is there a difference in the two?
No,
If you
there shouldn't be.
no, there's no
There
difference.
shouldn't be.
Okay,
Yeah, because even if it's in your wallet, it's not doing anything. It's just sitting there. If it's
right.
in the claim section of your
The
enlistment
browser.
section, it's
Yeah.
yeah, the browser. It's still not doing anything.
Okay. I
So
didn't know if there was, you know what I mean? I didn't know if there was something going on behind the scenes because I
no,
haven't seen it's so early. Nobody's really talked about it. I just didn't know, you know, and I didn't want to take it away from the browser if it needs to stay in there to make more or put it in my wallet for it to
no.
compound, you know. So,
No,
yeah,
there's no difference. If anything, like if you want to be very judicious, and you could claim it every day, every hour, and go and make the most from it, and compound it in Frankium or something for like 60% APY.
yeah. So
But
let's get on to the third question, the lending, and it sounds like you're about to go into it. So let's do that. Yeah, the lending. Let's talk about that. Tell me about it. Hmm.
yeah, sure. So as you know, it's Solana blockchain. You can lend your assets, and
Right.
currently there's two major places that I know of so far that you can lend your Atlas. So the first thing is Frankium, which is a lending platform and leveraged yield farming platform. You can currently lend your Atlas. I'm looking at it now at 65% per annum, and it compounds
Okay.
itself. So it's APY, and that's it. So why is this? So that's Frankim, yeah. Why is this so high? We've never seen an asset that you can lend at 65% compounded interest. That's crazy, isn't it? Like the banks give you
Yeah,
1%
very.
now.
Yeah.
So why is it so high? Because people are leverage farming and shorting this token. Yeah, people need to borrow this token so they can open leveraged farm positions against it or for it.
Hmm.
So there's you and me. We play the game. There's other people around the world that see that this token is worth something more. I'm going to leverage farm it. So I'm going to make sure if it goes up 1x, I'm going to gain 3 times.
Right.
And on the opposite side, if it goes down 1 time, they lose 3 times. So they're gambling a little bit. So they're willing to pay you 65% on your Atlas for them to use your tokens. That's Frankium. Let's have a look right now at
Yeah, what was the other one? You mentioned Frankium,
Solfarm.
and that was the 60%, and then what's the other one? Yep.
So Solfarm, we go to the lending. Solfarm is the better known and more kind of like mainstream Solana lending platform. Let's look at Solfarm. Atlas is 45.37% on Radium. Oh no, Solfarm. So people are paying high amounts for them to borrow your Atlas. So the question is, why do you think they're borrowing your Atlas? Why do they want it so bad that they're willing to pay you 45% for it?
Hmm.
Yeah, a couple of answers. They want to short it, they want to long it.
Right.
Either way, they expect some volatility in this coin because the way I see it, there's a huge supply that's come into the market now. Before this, no one was earning this amount of Atlas, right? Like this amount of Atlas that we see, people with DEX
Not at
and
all.
giant,
Yeah.
yeah, like none of this Atlas existed before we actually just saw it at score. So they're expecting a large volatility in this Atlas market. So they're willing to borrow your coins at 45% to try and make more money than 45%.
Correct.
So,
And
so
that's
that's that.
huge. That's huge. 60 on Frankium and 45.73 on Soul Farm. That's huge.
Right. That's right.
That's huge.
And,
You're almost willing to pay on Frankium almost double, you know. It's crazy.
yeah.
So what do
And so
they
you got
know and what do they see, you know? Yeah, go ahead.
exactly. This is the thing when you get into the crypto market. Who is the other side of the screen that you are clicking a button against? Every time you click a button, you're doing something against someone else. So they feel like they have superior information where they can borrow 45% and make more money than you. Do you feel confident?
Right. Yeah. So I think this is really important information people need to hear. This is really great. And now let's go to the fourth one, and then we can just, kick it off and continue to talk more about whatever. So you brought up the
Sure.
fourth question, that was saving it. You want to touch on that a little bit, and let's dive into that, saving it. I kind of touched on that in the beginning. Are you selling? I answered no, and I just kind of said I was saving it. I'm not doing the staking. I definitely will be buying some more ships. Still trying to get everybody's opinion on it, and I know I've got a couple of people in my Discord that are in the final frontier. They've hit me up and started plugging some numbers in, and saying what different ships can do, uh, can bring you, and definitely, just keep putting this Atlas back into the game. In your
Yeah.
case, you're putting the Atlas a couple different places, staking,
Yeah.
selling for USD. A couple things are going on. So tell us about the Atlas you are saving, or why you might be saving it. So
Yeah. So the main reason why I'm saving it is because you never know. We could
yeah,
have some celebrity start endorsing Star Atlas on Twitter, and the token bloody skyrockets. You have to have in crypto. You have to have a moon bag. Okay. This is when you're in the crypto industry for
I
for
love
for
that you said that. You gotta have a moon bag.
you
That's
have to have a moon bag.
somebody clip that. That's amazing.
This is the unofficial kind of experience of crypto. Moon bag is a must. So you never sell all of your position 100%. You always leave a tiny little bit for just that little case. So if you're actually saving your Atlas, there's no point leaving your Atlas in your wallet, because you might as well be earning 65 and 45% at these lending protocols. Yeah. There's no point leaving it. It's like a missed opportunity. So the reasons you could be saving your Atlas, which I'm saving 50% of it, roughly 50% of it, is that one, I'm actually transferring some of them to Polis, which is the governance token of Star Atlas. And two, I'm saving it for the rest of the ships that are not yet to come on, or not even ships, cosmetics or memorabilia or collectibles that might be released later on down the line. And this is for me so that I don't have to use my USDC, um, and just use my Atlas to try and earn, to push back into the economy, because this is what Michael Wagner always says. You have to try. The aim of it is to earn from what you're having and push that back into the economy to spur it along. And
Correct.
that's what you
And
want to do. So you want to support the economy. You want to support the game that you want to play.
correct. And let's just reset the room. And we've got some new people in here. So, everybody, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. Basically, what we're talking about is Star Atlas. It's a blockchain game. It just released a mini game, which is called Score. And it's basically a staking game. You buy your JPEG NFT ships. They now make you money through staking them. You claim your Atlas, and you go from there with what you want to do. Um, this will be posted later. It is recorded, so you can, go back and listen to it all. But that's what we're doing in this room. Thank you so much for showing up. So let's go into it, Metaverse. You mentioned that earlier. You mentioned 50%, or you just mentioned now 50% you're actually saving, 20% you are lending, and then 30% you are US put selling the Atlas for USD. Am I correct on those numbers?
So 50% saving,
Yep.
20% resource and resupply, and 30% is USDC.
Okay, so
As
out of that 50% of Atlas, you're lending. What percentage of the 50% of Atlas that you're saving are you lending, and what percentage are you going to maybe use for buying new ships to continue to earn more?
an undisclosed domain.
Okay, boom. Yeah, no, that's really good. Now, what about X5s? What do you know about those? Because I had a buddy hit me up about X5s, and that might be the play.
Oh, X5s. Okay. I'll be honest. I don't know much about X5s. I'm not much of the PS fan. I'm very much of the Oni and the Rainbow Chi and the my block of cheese. I forgot my block of cheese. The Rainbow Ohm. So I researched. So this is one of the things that people need to realize. You need to get the ships that you actually like. Some of them give you better rewards. Some of them look different, but at the end of the day, this is something that's digital. You can't change the look of it once it's set. You have to like it. So I myself, and like yourself, you like the Pierce series. I like the Rainbow series, the Rainbow Chi and the Rainbow Ohm. This is my play style. I'm not a PvPer. The Pierce X6 are usually geared towards PvP slash killing other people slash, like combat. I'm more of a freight, or as Afia would say, titans of industry, building your ships. So supply chain dynamics. So I actually know more about the Rainbow Ohm and the Chi. But please tell us about your Pierce ships, because I
Yeah,
have no.
yeah, let me pull it up real quick on my computer. So when it comes to the Pierce, I got the Pierce X5.
Yeah,
What else do I have? I gotta pull it up. I don't got a lot of Pierces. Let me throw that out there. I've got. Let me think. I got the Opal Jet. I got the Opal Jet. I've got the Pierce X5. Um, I know the F4 is bringing a lot of returns. I do not have one of those. I almost aped in on the F4s, but I
yeah,
didn't. And then now they're like 200% right.
yeah,
I've got the what else do I got? I've got the 10 Envoy or the 9 Envoys, and then I've got the R8. Obviously a refueler. I didn't know how this was going to play out. I knew it was going to be staking based, but either way, I did just want to have a refueler because why not? Having this is more so going to come into play later on when the actual game comes out. Being able to bring your ships close to that Pierce and
that's right.
refuel and do what you got to do. So that was a smart play there. But for staking, it really is just going to bring in what it's going to bring in. That fuel factor doesn't come in. But I will say there is something crazy about it. I'm connecting my wallet right now. It holds like fuel for like 16 days. It's something
Yeah.
absurd, right? Which makes sense. It's a fueler, but
And hey, since you said that, that actually reminds me of a point I wanted to make. We're going to see a lot of the serious people sell off their small ships and go on into larger ships. No one can be bothered to come back every single day or every 12 hours to refuel their small ships. No way. People are lazy. They want to come back in 3 days, in 1 week, in 2 weeks to resupply their R8, where they know that they won't miss out on it. So we're going to see kind of the renting of ships going to the smaller ships and not as such as the big ones. I think a lot of people are going to consolidate their earnings into big ships and into the same type of ship. This is what I think.
yes, exactly. And I'm gonna pull up my notes real quick. What I had written down when I was on the live stream, um, and I believe it was. I can't find my notes, but it was. I believe it was like 16 days to refueler keeps fuel, and it's literally like 136,000 little fuels, right? So
Yep.
it just goes for days. Um,
Yep.
and then what do I say? So I had the hero, the R8, the the Envoy, the X4, and the X5.
Well,
So
well,
those are
man,
actually the only two Pierces I have, but
don't
I
really
am a
use
fan of the Pierces.
entire
Go ahead.
inventory, man.
Say it again. Sorry.
You're telling the world your entire inventory.
Oh yeah, is that not okay?
Well, that's up to you, man. But now I know the Moon Man has a lot of ships.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I posted that one picture up, and it showed how many. Yeah, I mean, sooner or later, it's going to come, and people are going to know what we have, right? You can scroll through my Twitter, and you can
That's
find what
true.
I have.
That's true.
Um, it's going to become obvious to everybody. Um, so I'm not really too worried about it. One day, it's gonna that's gonna come, but um, yeah, yeah. So those are the things I had. Oh my gosh, I've doxed my ships. Um, oh no.
No, it's just that some people actually do mind if people know what ships they have. Blockchain security, that whole thing. People do actually mind, but since you're open about it, that's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. There'll come a time where where everybody knows what everybody has. Um, if somebody wants to figure out, they can dig. That's what people do in this blockchain space. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, let's talk about. Let me pull up the markets. Let's take a look at these ships. What are we working with on time? I know you said you only had about an hour. We're at 30 minutes.
All
You
good.
let me know if we're doing all right. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at so let's talk about these big boys. What are these Guardians? What are these C9s? What are these C11s? What are these things bringing in? Have you dug into that?
Uh,
Tree Arrow. Do we know anybody that has a Tree Arrow? What is the
um,
return on that?
I hope no one has a tree arrow because it's not out for 4 days. If they have a
Oh,
tree arrow,
good point.
that's pretty unfair. Actually,
Yeah,
though,
good point. Good point.
I think a few people do have the tree arrow, but probably the club or some of the other private deals that happen. They probably have some of these ships, and we don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know.
thanks for letting me know on that. That was a little slip up and a mistake. But anyways, so cross that out. Let's talk about the C11 and C9 and the Guardian. Do you know anybody that has those? What are those returns looking like? And are they worth the grab for somebody out there that might be a whale?
Let me bring it up and let me tell you the official numbers.
Let's do
My
it.
guild is amazing. We've got so many resources up our sleeves. All right. So the C11, is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, let's go from top to bottom. Yep.
So the C11, the VWAP is about $90,000, which is the volume weighted average price.
Okay.
Atlas reward per day is 3,500
Mm.
Atlas per day.
And it's at about 90,000. So what would the math on that be?
10 point,
Uh,
the net yield on the
yeah.
VWAP is about 10.38.
Okay.
They're all around the 10.1 to 10.6 range, except for the Tripid, which is 13, and the 245, which is 8.5, the shittest ship.
Okay. And what are we looking at for the C9?
C9. Your volume weighted average price is 31.8K, 31,000, 32,000.
Yep.
Your Atlas that you earn per day is 1.2K.
Wow.
1.2K Atlas. And I'm just going to convert that to USD, and we'll see how much that actually is.
Okay.
1280. That's $135 a day.
Okay.
$135 a day. And
It's a lot of money.
there's a lot of these ships out there. It's not there's not many of them, but there
Yeah.
are enough for me as a holder of Atlas to be concerned.
Mhm.
Um, and that's in a day. So
And
they earn
let's
that's
shoot for the Guardian. What's the Guardian's numbers? They're probably very close to the C9, I would imagine. But
yeah,
then again it could change. Then again it could change.
yeah. So the Guardian itself is also 30. The VWAP is $30,800.
Hmm.
That's the average of all of the prices of the ships. It earns 1,174 Atlas a day.
Wow.
It's slightly what did we compare it to before, the C9? So it's slightly more rewarding than the C9.
Very nice. Yeah, I like the Guardian. I like the way it
Hey,
looks. What's
guys,
going
doing?
up, Karush? What's going up, brother? What's going on?
Yeah, seeing you didn't sleep all night. You're probably so hyped.
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm definitely not hyped. Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm up. I'm up, man. Um, I'm up. So
Yeah.
how have you been doing, man? What do you think about this whole score? Talk about it.
Well, look, as you and Metaverse said, there's been a lot of calculation in the community so far these 2 days, and we finally coming down with some precise calculations, with precise numbers, as mentioned, Metaverse here. So the thing is that some stupid people are trying to sabotage Bell. This is not enough. It's so low and stuff like that. It wasn't supposed to be like this, but yeah, those are just noises. Because we
Right.
know the real numbers Radium is paying, as Metaverse mentioned, on Frankium and stuff like that. So this is a very good
Metaverse,
API for the
be sure to mute your mic when you're not speaking. It's making just a little bit of noise, but go on, Karush. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So the question I wanted to ask the Metaverse is that uh, I'm totally agreed that a lot of supply from the Atlas profits gonna come down to the market, and we're gonna expect the price to be lower than this, lower than today. Maybe let's say in a month the price is gonna drop. I'm agreed with that. But do you think that the amount of APY that the game is paying is gonna bring new people, new investors inside the game, and start like request for the Atlas, so the token might rise? Do you think it's
Yeah,
possible?
definitely, 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
This is the dynamic. We're going to be having a huge supply onto the market, but at the same time, this APY is going to attract a lot of people in crypto. You know, a lot of people in Solana to come here
yeah,
to buy a ship, to stake their ship, to earn more Atlas because they see giant APY. I think,
definitely.
in my opinion, though, and you know, this is just my opinion. I think
Yes,
that not enough people will come to offset the supply that is being coming onto the market. That's my
interesting.
opinion.
Cool. And like yeah, maybe in the short term, I'm agreed with you as well, because we're going to the Christmas, and like it's gonna people gonna go to the holidays, and the market is not it's gonna flush down with the cash. People want to cash out and have fun, stuff like this. But yeah, in the short term, I'm agreed with you. In the long term, we are hoping that the amount of newcomers is gonna increase the price of Atlas as well. And I want to mention that to the listeners that none of this is advice. As Metaverse mentioned, it's it's very different for you. Depends on your investment, depends on your mood and portfolio. So people, we are just talking here. It's not investing advice. So one more question that I had, since you mentioned the price of the more expensive ships because of the API is going to increase in the short term. People would like to cash out and buy, for example, Tripod or the C9 because of the more profitable they are. And price and actually the request for the smaller ships like Opal Jet is going to decrease, right?
No, I don't think that prices will decrease lower than what they're worth in USD value. But
Okay.
I do think like myself and other people I've talked to, they would like to consolidate their ships into larger ones. I don't think the
Yeah, yeah. You,
prices will
no, no.
go below
The part
what
that
they're
you
worth.
mentioned, yeah, the part you mentioned, and actually it's accurate, and I like the way you look at it. I admire it because of the people are lazy. They don't want to click 3 times a day or 2 times a day. They just want to go around and come back 3 days later. So let's face it, this is like the emotional aspect of the market, or what can I say, behavioral aspect of the consumers that you mentioned here. So
Exactly.
yeah, I agree that this is gonna make the smaller.
Okay, cut off. We cut off. Kurush, I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
can you hear
happens
me now?
sometimes with his connection. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yep, you're good.
Yeah. So how about, like, for example, I want to buy new ships. How about I want to take that burden on my neck and like go around and buy 100 Opal jets, because Opal jet has a good APY, I believe, right?
Yes, it's fairly around the average mark. It's nothing special.
Okay, okay. Let's say like I wait for the opportunity, price drops a little bit, and buy 100 or I don't know 1,000 Opal jets. What if someone want to do that? Because I had that suggestion from people. Actually, that's the question from people. So I want to know your opinion on that one.
So the question is, what's stopping you from going around and buying 1,000 Opal jets at
Exactly.
a reduced price?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, nothing's stopping you, I guess. The question is, are you going to be able to buy 1,000 Opal jets below discount price? I don't think we'll have any more discount prices unless there's a giant FUD event in Star Atlas.
Okay.
I don't know if that specifically answers your question. but you can go out and buy these ships if there's enough of them out there. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, because I realized from the people that owned, for example, the lower side of the market that only bought a $20 Opal jet that wanted to interact with the game somehow. Now they're realizing that, well, $3 a month is not going to help me a lot, so let me just sell it right now. I don't know why would anyone need $20 a month, but yeah, some people are doing it.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's those of us like you, me, the Moon Man, and everyone else in every other deck that's scooping up this ship below its price. So you'll be competing against everyone else who sees these other people losing their money. But that being said, the Opal Jet, people will still not want to do it because of the time it takes and the psychology behind it, as you explained before. They still have, it doesn't matter how many of the ships you have, you still have to come back in that ship's time because the resources are allocated on the total amount of ships you have. So even if you have 1,000 jets, you still have to come back in 12 hours or 1 day, whatever it is for the jet to come and refuel everything.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. So, very interesting, very interesting. I really enjoyed the perspective you have toward the game. I believe like most of these people that are selling or are panicking or are not satisfied with the APY, they came from the crypto community. They're not familiar with the gaming aspect of this whole Star Atlas thing. Because, for example, me as a gamer, I know Moonman as a gamer. I'm not sure about you if you've been a full-time gamer before. Uh, we're not here for the short term. We're here for the long term. We're here for the Unreal Engine 5 game. So everything that happens, every low in the market, we find an opportunity to buy more ships, to buy more Atlas or whatever anyone's gonna do. And I suggest to these kind of people, go watch EVE Online videos. Go watch EVE Online like videos about economic.
Oh,
Like
I'm so glad you brought that up, man. I'm so glad. Thank you. Yes, go and
imagine,
watch EVE.
yeah, watch and just look what kind of war is out there because of the resources, because of the ships and stuff like that.
Now, to
Yeah.
speak on Eve online a little bit, Karush, do you play, and Metaverse, do you play? Because I actually, now that everything's streaming, I made that post. I said, scores out, but it's just staking. But I want to stream, so I want to play something. So do
Yeah,
you guys play Eve Online? Because I'm gonna get into Star Citizen and Eve Online. I wanna keep that space theme going for this community of Star Atlas to let them see something. Space
yeah.
wise, as well as
Uh,
for myself. Do you guys play Eve?
by the way, I was just so happy that I realized other day I voted EVE Online because I wanted you to do this, and it's going to help a lot of people to understand the whole aspect of the
Yeah.
Star Atlas.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. We don't know
I,
what the game of Star Atlas is exactly going to look like, to be honest, to the T. But any any more type of strategy game that you could play that's space based is going to help you out. It's just going to help. So yeah, Metaverse, keep going. Yeah, or Metaverse, go on. Eve, let's
yeah,
talk about it.
I've never played EVE Online, but I have followed it closely and I've read the books. Some people have published about it.
Hmm.
And this is how I got, hooked on the economy aspect of Star Atlas and the metaverse of it. And I found out through my own opinion, I thought what EVE Online was missing was an actual USD economy where people were actually earning money. And this is what I think Star Atlas has above EVE Online. And I know EVE Online, you could transfer to money, but not officially. Whereas this is actually cryptocurrency.
It's always
But no,
black market, and you can
yeah,
sometimes get banned from games for doing
yeah.
that if they catch you,
So,
Yeah,
so it's not
Yeah, the old
really.
consequences.
yeah.
So I haven't played EVE Online, but I watch YouTube videos all the time where people are actually playing it and economic aspects of it. But I also have played other massive multiplayer online role-playing games where I focus heavily on like the industrial side, crafting the legendary weapons using like resources that are scarce and all this sort of stuff. It's just economics, like basically.
Is it something that you plan on getting into? Would you be down to play some Eve with me? I know we're on totally different time zones. It's terrible, but
yeah, totally different time zones. I don't think I'd have enough time because I still have a full-time 9 to 5 job, and
yep.
I'm also making a lot of content for YouTube. So
Of course.
time is valuable. Time is precious. So you have to
It
pick
is.
and choose where you spend your time very, very carefully.
Well
So
said.
unfortunately, I probably don't have enough time to start Eve Online. I can only just focus on crypto and focus on Star Atlas.
Very cool. Very cool. What about you, Karush?
And one thing, it's all I understand Moonman that he's gonna do it because of more aspect toward future of Star Atlas. But EVE Online, if you want to get into it right now, it's not going to be profitable and as Metaverse mentioned, it's going to take a lot of time because you're noob and you're like just a starter, so you have to put a lot of time in order to like get ahead of everyone else because the game was out for 20 years almost, I guess, like
Oh yeah,
9.
yeah, definitely. I don't look into playing it to by
Yeah,
6 months from now being a dominating position, right? No,
man, it's
this is
almost
more just
impossible.
to play a fun game because it looks very fun. I've watched just like you, Metaverse. I've watched a lot of videos over the year of Eve
Yeah,
Online, but I never made the jump.
I
But
know, I know. I'm
you
just
know,
saying, so some people down there listening might get into this. Yeah, no, people, World of Warcraft at EVE Online is not going to be profitable for you right now if
yeah,
you get
to be
into it.
honest, I don't ever expect it to be profitable. I don't expect it to be profitable at all. I expect it just to be your typical AAA game, which is you literally just put time into it, and as long as you had fun, it wasn't wasted time, right?
That's
Yeah.
You
true.
know,
So,
but yeah,
Moonman, you want
definitely
to
not
receive the
profitable.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to receive the room? And I was like cooking. That's why I was being silent. So I have to go back and finish what I started.
Yeah, I could reset the
So,
room. Metaverse. Well, I appreciate you coming up here, Karush. I
sure, sure,
when we
man.
thought about doing this, I was like, I know Karush is going to be up, so he'll probably jump in, and you did.
Yeah,
Metaverse,
so
you, what are we looking like on time? Are you good? We're at
Wait,
about 47 minutes.
yeah, let's finish it up. Make it an hour. Let's do
Okay.
15 more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and any major topics you want to brush up on before we end?
Yeah, so we got about 15 minutes left, people in the audience. Thank you so much for taking the time out. We'll reset the room just to let you know what's going on. Pretty much as you see in the title, we're talking Score. Score is the mini game of Star Atlas. This is a way for you to stake these JPEG pictures of ships that you've bought in the past. So now you can actually earn from them. They're actually making you some utility, a little bit different than these other JPEGs in the NFT space, and that's pretty much what's being talked about right now. So that's the reset. Metaverse, you asked, is there anything specific that I would like to talk about? Um, well, we covered those 4 questions you brought. I think that was really good. I asked my question about, is it better to actually claim it or just leave it on the browser? Claim it to your wallet or leave it on the browser. You said that doesn't actually make a difference. It's all the same. Um, I don't know. I think we covered a lot. There's only really so much to talk about. I've actually got an interview coming out with that I did yesterday, coming out with Ronan 47, and he touched on some really good things. I know he's deep diving into some numbers, and we're going to link back up again in a week of some numbers that he's crunched to talk. But I think we really covered everything. As much as we know right now, we got some good perspective from you, good perspective from Karush. I asked my questions, and yeah. Do you have anything more to talk about or to touch on that you don't feel it was touched on? Floor is open. I think it was a solid 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Um, you know, can you hear me?
Sorry, my mic was off. Amateur.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, so I think we did touch on everything. to do with score, like in general, we didn't probably touch on the resources, the fuel, food, toolkits, and ammunition. Everyone airdropped all 3 of these minus the toolkits because everyone had 100% health. And it's important to note that of all the resources, I think the ammunition is the most expensive at 0.002, and toolkits are 0.0017. Food is 0.0006, and fuel is 0.01. So ammunition is the most expensive. So if you're thinking about getting a ship, it's possible that you should consider how much ammunition your ship uses, if it's efficient in ammunition or not. This is minimal. Like the amount of rewards you're going to be earning is going to be way higher than what you're going to be spending on the ammunition, or on resources in general. And I would also say for anyone that's considering buying a ship, you don't have to buy it immediately from when the ship launches. You can wait on the secondary market for an opportunity for someone to list something. You can place a limit order on the marketplace. You can use the Serum desk. You can use the Radium decks to actually have a look at it before you place a bid. And lastly, I always look at where the attention is not at. So right now, none of the attention is at the collectibles or we can't trade the access passes, unfortunately, but none of the attention is at the collectibles. So I'm trolling through the collectibles to see what hasn't been performing well, what is really low value that might turn out to be super valuable later on. And of course, I haven't done a deep research into it, but in crypto, the general rule is to look at where the attention is not, because where the attention is, you'll be too late.
Do you have any in mind? Obviously, you don't want to drop anything right now. Maybe you want to keep it to yourself, but do you have anything you've been looking at?
No, I want to keep it to myself if that's okay.
You son of a, No, you're good, man. No, that's okay. Sometimes we got to keep things under wraps to ourselves before we release it to the public, because you also don't want to put anything out there that people can snipe and take away from you, but you also don't want to put anything out there and screw somebody over, and now they're blaming you for,
That's right.
but you gave me financial advice, but it's like, no, we didn't. We stated that multiple times, but understood.
Right.
Understood.
That's right. So for example, I'm not buying this one, but just so people know, the first Metaverse poster, which was Discovery of Iris, DOI. So that was selling for about, I think, $69 at the initial release of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These posters went up to $200 when the airdrop was happening for all of the ships and all of the items that came with the poster. That went up to about $200-ish. Now it's trading at 40. You can put a buy order for $40. Yeah, people are selling it for 76, but you can buy this first poster. There's only 10,000 of them for $40. Now, the way I see it, this is like a 10K PFP project. Nothing is stopping someone from making generative 10K PFPs and distributing it to everyone that holds a DOI, a Discovery of Iris, and it's $40. And there's not many.
It's so crazy to think about too, because most NFT projects do one off. That's the 10,000 drops, right, and that's it. But Star Atlas did multiple of these, then also drop ships that have staking. So then people got to take into consideration, like you're saying, look where the attention is not at, because there's literally, they have posters, 10,000 of them, and there's 14 total posters, and they trickle down in quantity, right? But they already, that's just one small portion of what Star Atlas is, and that's a whole portion or a whole project of these other NFT drops. So you got to think to yourself, they're already scaling out and going wide, not just height. And you got to think to yourself, they're just doing so much. So these are going to be valuable one day when there's 10 million players in the world, right, playing this game 10 years down the road. 10,000 to 10 million
Hey,
whatever that percentage is, like 1% or whatever the case may be, or 10%, whatever that is, it's not very much. So these are
no,
going to be hung up on people's walls. These are going to be collector's items, and
yeah,
you also got to remember, there's if they're only $40 right now, there's people that are going to be holders of 100 of them. So it's not 10,000 up for grabs. It might only
yeah,
be 2,000 because a couple people
right.
are buying 4 or 5, couple people are buying 10. So
Yeah,
it's crazy.
and
You
keep
know.
in mind, Wagner and the team did actually say this is not the only airdrops for poster holders. So there are more airdrops coming for this poster, not in the immediate future, but in the future. So this is like one of the things I would be using my USDC as dry powder for. I have orders on most of these posters myself. And this is the time to collect them where the attention is not on them at all. Everyone's focused on score, everyone's focused on ships. So I'm going to lap these up, and I encourage you to compete with me.
Yeah, I'll surely do that. I'll stay in your DMs and make sure I know what the hell is going on, right? And I think everybody should definitely pay attention to what some of these big players in Star Atlas are talking about. Me, I just speak for the people. I ask a lot of questions, and there's a lot of more intelligent people in this space, and you're one of them when it comes to these game dynamics, and that's why I love conversating with you guys, and really just you know digging and getting as much information out of you guys as there is, because you made a good statement. You said, no, I can't tell you what to look at or what I'm looking at, but I will tell you that attention is on the ships. Maybe look elsewhere. You know what I mean? And that's a big enough a statement. If you understand that, there's a lot of value in that, because in a project like this that is so large, like we just
It's
know
not going to be
we know what's going to happen in 5 years. Those aren't going to be $40 posters anymore. It's just not.
Yep.
They're not going to be $40 posters. Now they may
Ex-
only be $80 in 10 years, but still, you doubled your money. And anytime you can double your money, no matter how long that takes, you win. That's a win-win. You know,
Yep.
one
People
hundred percent.
underestimate. Um, yeah. So I'm. We've got moves. Everyone's got their moves. Everyone's got to have their little plan, what they're going to
Yeah,
do. Um, and this is one of mine.
definitely. I like it. Well, we're rounding up at rounding to the or why round, right? We're coming up to the hour mark. It's 57 minutes, and I really appreciate everybody that's stayed throughout this whole thing and listened to us. Again, this will be out on YouTube in a couple of hours once I upload it. So you can share it to your friends, you can like it, do whatever you want with it, but it will be out there on the airwaves. This is not the last time you're going to hear it. And I do appreciate you guys all for listening. And of course, Metaverse, Karush, I thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to come up here and speak and really just drop jewels on these people, drop gems. And this has been a great time. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening to us yammer and talk about nonsense and Star Atlas. It's been very nice. This was my first Twitter Spaces, so thank you everyone for coming
Cool.
to listen to me. And
Yeah,
I
now
look
that you got
forward
it
to
on mobile, it sounds like you're a natural at it, obviously. Um, so it sounds like you might have just opened a door, right? These Twitter
yeah,
Spaces are the place to be, man. I'm telling you, man. A lot of
yeah,
people listen in. You get a lot of followers off of it. And not that follower count means anything. It just means that you're informing more people. More people are and you're a content creator, so this is a good place to be. This really
yeah.
is.
I quite like it because you can double task. You can just talk while the phone's in front of you and like do whatever you need to on the computer screen. So
Exactly.
I probably will be doing more Twitter Spaces when Star Atlas items launch. So I'm very excited for that. Thank you for introducing me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for bringing me onto your channel. Is literally my first appearance as the Moon Man character. That was
That was great.
crazy, man. Crazy, crazy. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do this again
All
sometime.
good, all good, man. Ciao, everyone. Thanks again for listening.
Yep, thank you everybody.